Move now to another report. U.S. solar panel makers are accusing China of flooding the American market with cheap solar goods. The U.S. Commerce Department is considering calls for tariffs to be imposed on China-made solar panels in the wake of the collapse of several American manufacturers. But the solar industry in China is warning against such a move, as Steve Mort reports now from Denver.
Touring a solar panel manufacturing plant in Colorado, U.S. Energy Secretary Stephen Chu acknowledges U.S. solar manufacturers are facing stiff competition from Chinese companies.
Because of this huge market and huge market potential, countries around the world are lining up. They want to be the suppliers to the world of this market. China in particular sees this as an economic opportunity.
Chu is under pressure following the bankruptcy of solar manufacturer Solyndra, which collapsed despite receiving more than $500 million of government cash. President Obama even visited Solyndra's headquarters in California to tout the company as an American leader in renewable energy technology. But even before Solyndra's demise, several other large U.S. solar panel makers had declared bankruptcy. And following calls from solar industry leaders in the U.S., the Commerce Department in Washington is looking into claims that China's dumping solar panels on the U.S. market at prices American companies can't match.
They're investigating what are the business practices of China. Are they violating WTO agreements?
Some American solar makers say Chinese government subsidies are allowing Chinese companies to undercut U.S. competitors. There have been calls for U.S. tariffs on Chinese solar imports to stem recent dramatic declines in the price of panels in the U.S. market.
Global production of Chinese-sourced panels has escalated significantly. Less than 5-6 years ago, they were 5% of global production. Today, they represent about 60%. So it's had a major impact.
The Chinese solar industry strongly rejects claims that it's not playing by the rules, and some U.S. proponents of renewable energy are wary of imposing sanctions that might slow the uptake of solar in the United States. Energy Secretary Stephen Chu says U.S. solar manufacturers should focus on research and development as a way to compete with China.
It's very important that we stay in this game. Now, is it a game we can stay in, and is it a game we can win? And I believe absolutely. Because what I see in innovative companies like this, when I see in laboratories around the country and in national labs, I see the highest levels of innovation happening still here in the United States. And this innovation leads to higher efficiencies, lower costs, and much more competitive markets.
The Chinese have worked very hard at achieving low-cost production, first with the aid of government, local governments, and more recently, as they come down the manufacturing learning curve, extra volumes drive increased cost efficiencies. So I think it's a function of their dominance in the market right now.
Here in Colorado, the outcome of the Commerce Department investigation will be watched closely. With more than 1,000 companies involved in the solar industry, employing more than 6,000 people, any decision reached on the matter in Washington is likely to have a profound impact on the Colorado economy for many years to come. Steve Mort, CCTV, Denver.